It's a business forum, and we were talking beforehand about what political developments we might expect from BRICS. It's still got 2 days to go, but there was barely a word, it has to be said, about the expansion of BRICS. There was an allusion to it by Cyril Ramaphosa, the Prime Minister, the President of South Africa. A couple of others referred to it as well, but by and large this was not about that. This was about celebrating, first of all, what BRICS has achieved over the years of its existence since its creation in 2009, and to look at the possibilities for further expansion, and it has to be said, an opportunity in the case of Vladimir Putin to put over a few propaganda points. He never referred to his countries and his war against Ukraine, not even once. But he did say that he was very critical of Western sanctions, which he blamed for the problems in the world, including food shortages in Africa, without mentioning the fact that Russia at the moment is blockading the shipment of grain from Ukraine through the Black Sea to the ports of Africa and around the world. He didn't mention either, incidentally, the mission by President Ramaphosa back in June to Moscow as a leader of an African mission to try to persuade Russia to stop its blockade of Ukrainian grain. Not a mention of that at all. And interestingly, from the Chinese Minister of Commerce, who spoke for a reason which we haven't had explained to us yet, on behalf of Xi Jinping, who's definitely in South Africa. He had a meeting with Cyril Ramaphosa in the morning, but the Minister of Commerce spoke on his behalf. Again, highly critical without actually mentioning the name United States, but by implication he was talking about the hegemonic interests of the United States, and critical too of the United States, without mentioning the name again, of those who formed alliances directed against ours. Presumably he was referring to the recent alliance between South Korea, Japan, and the United States, although he might also have been referring in a little sliding against India as well there, since India is in an alliance, the Guam alliance, with the United States, Japan and Australia as well, which pointed up to some of the differences that do exist, which perhaps over the next 48 hours will come out a little bit more. Interesting too from Lula da Silva, the Brazilian leader, speaking about the development of trade and opportunities between Brazil and the African countries, but in the same breath mentioning that in the last 10 years, trade between Brazil and Africa had fallen by 33%.